Hi, friends.
Hi, friends. This is different. Welcome to our, I guess, pseudo home.
Yeah, this is our first episode
Yes.
in our podcast, vodcast studio in our newsroom. And we've been using this for some breaking news, but we said, why don't we do an episode of Caroline and Rashi in here?
That's what this is used for. This is in the newsroom, and this used to be, I think the advertising or one of the ladies.
Okay.
Yeah. So she used to work here, and this is where we've got, it's like totally all redone. And now we have something also down the hall that they're going to be putting together. So we're all getting used to all this stuff. We have a director in the back, and pretty soon we'll be able to do it all ourselves. So bear with us this episode, as we always do, take you through our journey, as we did when we didn't have chairs.
Yes.
And we didn't have graphics, and
That's
we
right.
just took them all through it. So here we are.
Here we are. And these chairs are not as comfortable as the usual chairs. I will say that.
They're
Not at all.
but I will say that this is kind of nice in terms of like it feels like homier.
More chill.
Yeah.
Like we can like put our arms up on the table.
Yes.
And just kind of chat.
Yeah, just chat, and I think it's just up from here, right?
Yeah,
like,
I think we're still going to be recording in the studio because we love the studio.
we do, and we love our
But
chairs.
I think we're going to integrate some episodes in here as well.
Yes.
So it'll be kind of a mix.
It'll be a mix, and it'll be fun. I think it's just all getting used to. It's all about evolving, and things are changing. Look at this.
Yeah.
mic. This is a podcasting
It's
mic.
fun.
There's different angles to the cameras. We have like one shots. Ronnie, if you can pull up a one shot. Oh, there we are. Look
Ooh.
at this.
Love that.
We got Caroline right here.
Oh, yeah.
Look at yours. Oh, it's our butt.
They're behind. That's what you get on
Love
Caroline
it.
and Rashi.
Yes,
Love that.
Exactly.
Love that.
So we're going to be talking about topics like we do normally, have video for you, and
Yeah.
just everything that's trending. And then we also are going to have a couple episodes where I'll be interviewing Caroline. Caroline will be interviewing me, because people want to know more about us, finding us interesting, which we don't get to really delve into our personalities as much on the news.
And a lot of questions that we get are very similar questions from a lot of people. And so we'll get into that in another episode in here.
Yes.
But today we've dug up some topics and we are ready to chat.
Yes, we are. So this is one thing that you were surprised I don't do this, but
I was so surprised.
so I don't talk to myself like ever. I mean, maybe I do if I'm like, come on, Rashi, like, you know, if I'm trying to like motivate myself, but that's basically it. It's not like a whole conversation. But apparently a lot of people talk to themselves.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this study is crazy that we're
Yes.
talking about here. So basically, Bustle spoke to a therapist who says that talking to yourself is an excellent way to process your thoughts, work through tough emotions, and find comfort when you're stressed out. And as it turns out, it's one way our brain can make sense of things, because instead of keeping it all inside, you're giving your thoughts and feelings a place to go.
I get it. Right? It's like journaling, but out loud.
I feel like I talk to myself a lot in my head and out loud, especially in workout classes.
Yes.
And
I talk to myself all the time in my head.
yeah.
Like, it's a little unhealthy because it's constantly taught, like, okay, like even when I'm like looking at the prompter sometimes, doing it so many
Yeah.
years, I'm like, don't mess that name up. Don't mess that name up. Okay, good job.
Oh,
You didn't
yeah.
mess up that name. You know?
I mean, sometimes I just completely take out a word or a name if I know I can't mentally say it fluently on air. I mean, I did that tonight for one story.
oh, yes, the football player. I was like, do it.
and then I didn't.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes it's just hard. And no matter how much you practice when you're actually on air, it's different.
Yeah.
Right.
So I just did him by his first name, but everybody knows who
Tua.
is.
Yes, very, very famous football player there. Speaking of football, it is football season, and we are actually recording this, which it's another great thing because in the studio, we have to make sure directors are there, and the studio
It's
isn't
all
being
live.
used. Yes, and with this, we're able to just whenever we have some free time, and we have free time right now because we are going on late. The football game's going on.
I know.
Fox,
So now during football season, we are on delay every Friday night. So we get to be here till basically midnight.
Yes. And I was like, Caroline, let's try this
Yeah.
out. And she
Because
said
literally
yes.
we're not even scheduled to come on until
10:30, I think.
10:30. Normally all of our evening newscasts are done at 10:30 because the News Edge comes on at 10 and then we're
Yes.
done. So now we're not even coming on until 10:30. So that gives us an extra hour and a half.
Yes, at least.
Yeah, and at least an extra hour and a half.
Yeah.
yeah, if the games go over, then we're stuck still waiting. So we were like, well, we might as well, since we have an extra hour and a half, do some Caroline and Rashi episodes.
Because we need more Caroline
and we wanted
Rashi.
to kind of like get familiar with this place anyway.
Yes. Our director, who's been working really hard, Ronnie, he's like, well, what camera shots? What this? What? I'm like, we are so
I know.
cash.
It's like, just make us look pretty. Which I feel like the lighting is giving
the
in
lighting
here.
is good. Like, I'm not even
I like
wearing
it.
that
I'm not
much
mad about
makeup.
it.
My hair looks kind of, but hey,
your makeup
we're all
looks
friends.
good.
Oh, thank you.
I like it.
Thank
and the
you.
hair has been hairing for you.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I've been liking it.
Stop
Because when you said you were going
it.
shorter, I was like, okay, I mean, you're amazing. You can pull off anything, but you
You're
really
so
pulled
sweet.
it off.
Really? Thanks, girl.
100%.
Oh my
Are you
gosh.
kidding
and
me?
then her extra long hair is being pulled off
I
very
know.
well.
It's like down
Look at
past the desk.
I love it. Yes.
But I'm still posting some social media content of before I got my hair done. So like,
Y'all need to go to her social media if you haven't already. Follow her. And then you see the picture of her before and after. It looks like an AI, like.
oh my gosh,
she
when you
looks
said that, I was like, I
so-
love you. That was
Yes.
all my hairstylist.
But still, like the lighting, that just like everything. Like when I go get my hair done, I look homeless. I have my hair. It's frizzy. It's
Well,
like
I don't know if you saw the latest TikTok. I did a get ready with me in the chair while she was doing the hair because because I knew it was going to be a dramatic transformation.
Yes.
So I wanted a couple pictures. I wanted a little bit of makeup on.
Yeah.
So that was like, I did my foundation for the news, but that was more of my weekend look.
Okay.
Weekend look doesn't consist of foundation. It consists of like a little powder and
Yes.
blush.
Don't need much.
But so that was pretty much like how I would
Mhm.
no eyeshadow, just a little mascara,
Mhm.
lip liner,
Yes.
and then I did put foundation on for that because I was coming here.
Yeah.
But then I just did like the blush and a little contour, and it honestly, I would do my makeup completely different if I didn't work in this job. 100% different.
Me too.
This look would be for like big, huge, like
Yes.
huge presentations or big events, like formal dinners.
We need to do a show with no makeup.
Yeah, or even just like the light look that I
lightest
like the
look
light.
ever.
I like to
Yes.
put my hair up like in a big, huge bun and just.
I don't know how you do it without getting a headache, by the way.
Really?
Oh, because I got the thick hair, you know?
Oh,
So
yeah.
just like anytime I put my hair up, like I put my hair up this morning. I was doing some stuff at home, and I went to my son's school for his lunch, which was so nice. by
That's
the
so
way.
cute that you get to do that. Homeroom mom,
Yes.
homeroom mommin'.
Stop. Don't make me smile. Okay, so also I have these blisters in my mouth, so I'm not trying to smile. Because
Which,
it really
well, the
hurts.
diagnosis is crazy. She may be allergic to mangoes.
Yes, I know, and I love mangoes because apparently it creates some sort of heat or something. So
We
it's
thought it
just-
could be stress or something, but it turns out it
Well,
could
he
be.
said that it would be that as well.
Oh,
Like, that
gosh,
could
so the
attribute to that
combination.
But I'm not like, when do you know that you're stressed, right? Life is just lifing. You got a lot of stuff to worry about, but what is like
So I
stress?
think that through my experience, there's I don't know how to explain this, and I could be explaining this completely wrong. There's like bad stress, you know, like
Yes.
really serious bad stuff that's really, really bad and stressful, and like anyone would be like, oh my gosh. And then there's like just like the normal stress of like, you know, you got to get to work on time, you got to make sure certain things are done, you know, the day-to-day stresses of the week.
Yes.
Does that
But
make
I
sense?
don't know. See, I really want to delve into what stress is because I think it's thrown around all the time, like anxiety.
Yeah.
Right? And like stress to me is just the feeling of worried or like doing too many things. But stress is actually, like the doctor was explaining to me, something that you're physically doing to your body without
Yeah.
knowing it. And so it's like it's almost like sadness versus depression.
Yeah.
Right? Sadness is like the moment, like, you know, like I cut myself accidentally with paper. I'm sad, and this is like, you know.
Yeah.
But like a depression is like a feeling of
Of your whole
being,
body.
right?
Yeah.
So I think I just have a hard time knowing when I'm feeling that because you're in it, right? And then you have, and I know you've been stressed, right? Because you have so many things going on.
Oh gosh.
But it's not just
Well, the whole Hurricane Barrel and the apartment.
yes.
But it's like when that even happened, like I had so much going on at work here
Mm-hmm.
and other things that like, honestly, I feel like I sort of was like, well, as long as I have a place to sleep, I'm fine. But I think internally, without me realizing it, it probably did really stress me out. But like, because I was so like,
But you just saying that knows because you were in survival mode. at
I
the
was in
point.
survival. That's a good way to put
Yes.
it. I was just in survival mode.
Because your
Make sure you're using
expectations-
the mic because I know it doesn't pick up.
your expectations of your expectations of things were at an all-time low in your life because you were just like, holy crap, my whole apartment, like what I'm uprooting. Because I think about it, there's always going to be things going on in your life.
But I would think a lot of times parents, moms you're in survival mode. Like you're just trying to get your kids to school, make sure that they're fed, make sure that you are taking care of you. And sometimes like survival mode is all you can do.
Yes. And the point I was trying to make is that with parenting or with not parenting, but other things, everybody always has things to do.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's about how you're letting that seep into your existence.
Totally.
So parenting is what it is. I have help and whatever, but I am stressing myself out or doing whatever I am to my body because of mom guilt, because I should have done this, should have done that. But that's all pressure I'm putting on myself. Yeah. I mean, we are putting pressure on ourselves with all this. So
a million %.
You know, I don't know how we got off track.
I don't know how either, but we have another fun topic for you guys.
Let's go to the fun topic now.
So
back on track.
Yeah, this is actually funny. When I saw this, I was like, okay, we have to talk about this because I'm just going to put it out there. I am a Googler. I Google information for the most part. Now, if I'm looking for like tutorials, that's when I would go to social media. But for information, I'm specifically Googling maybe like something that happened in Houston, Fox 26, so that our article pops up.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? But according to this.
Well, you want me to tell you about something?
Yeah.
Before this?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
This is a good story.
So, Liana, my 4-year-old, she wanted some more jewelry because she has like all this like fun jewelry, whatever that she wears. Sometimes she wears a tiara to school, whatever. Do you, girl. And she said, I need more jewelry. And I said, well, just put it on your list for Santa. And she's like, you know, why don't we just email him?
She's like, snail mail takes too long.
Like, why are we doing this whole mail thing? Because
she's 4.
We make fun of her grandparents because they still write checks and mail them in for their, because they like doing that and they're old school.
So did my grandparents.
Yeah, so they do that, and we're always like, what are you doing? That just online payment, whatever. Anyway, she's like, why don't we email? So to the point of what we were talking about, I just Googled it, and did you know that there's all these websites where you can email Santa, and Santa has an email? And the U.S. Postal Service.
Who told you to Google that?
She did. She said, Google it and let's talk about it on Caroline.
No, because I thought that was so funny that, I mean, there's going to come a day where children do not even know what the mail is.
No. Did you know that at museums, they are spending thousands and thousands of dollars to get rid of the buttons? You know, whenever you go to exhibits and there's a button press or whatever.
What is it now, a QR code?
No, it's flat screens. Because kids don't know what buttons are.
What? Yes. Are you kidding me?
So they're looking at a screen, right? There's a TV screen, and they're touching it. Like, why is this not moving? And
no way.
Yeah, because, you know, like you would press a button, and this thing would go this way, or this thing would. So it's like, what are these buttons? Because they don't know what buttons are.
They also don't know that you talk on a phone like this because they're always, like, FaceTiming.
Yes.
Or speaker.
Yes.
That's so crazy. We brought this story up because there is a survey of 2,000 Americans, and it is showing that 45% of Gen Z actually have a higher likelihood of using social media to search for information instead of using traditional search engines like Google. The same goes for 35% of millennials and 20% of Gen X. The young generation is relying on social apps like TikTok as a primary news source.
We are on this shot now, which is a brand new shot, by the way. How beautiful is this shot?
Why? First of all, unless it is like a Fox 26 account, we do have a TikTok account. Or coming from an actual journalist that is a real journalist.
Caroline on TV.
Or Rashi Vats. I am not sure we should be going to TikTok for information. But anyway, these Gen Zers, they're saying that they feel as though creators are more authentic, unbiased, and trustworthy.
This is a problem.
Well, it is a problem because that's just not the case. Totally.
I've always thought that journalism should be a licensed profession.
You know, that's not a bad idea.
Just like lawyers and doctors. I mean, there's certain things. I mean, people putting stuff out there. What I've also seen, Caroline, was this girl, and I didn't realize that this is the generation doing this, is that she lost her mom. Her mom got murdered or something. She found out about it. She went on TikTok to talk about it.
Yeah.
And then she posted, and I was like watching it, and then she posted videos afterwards talking about how people were saying, how come you are posting about this on your TikTok? And she goes, this is just what we do.
Yeah.
We go to TikTok to talk about our problems.
Mm-hmm. They do.
That's your first thing. I mean, and now, I mean, because of Caroline, and I think in a good way, I am thinking about things like content a lot of times too, because at first when she came here, she would just like whip out her phone, start doing this, and I'm like, well, what's going on? Everybody was kind of like, what's happening here? But now you see people walking around with tripods and just doing their own thing. And this is,
so no judgment zone here. No. It's sort of like a creator house in here, but
yes, but not. She came in and brought that in with her, which is awesome. And so we all are on board. What I'm trying to say is, if you start seeing some people in your generation doing that, then that's what you're going to start doing too. And you're seeing a lot of these videos on TikTok where this is their outlet. That's their friend. That's their, you know.
And they all do the teenagers that I see on TikTok. They love doing their little like lip singing videos, but they're like just barely lip singing. And it's like, so it's like, oh my gosh, it's like, wow. Like that is so funny. And they all wear similar things and similar makeup. It's I love it. No shit. I'm not making fun of it. No, I'm taking notes. I'm taking notes.
Like this.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like, they'll like sing some of the lips, some of the words, but then like just do this.
I know. And it's crazy.
No, it is crazy. And it's crazy how the little kids pick up on it. You'll see sometimes with Rashi's kids, with any kid, they'll be like, okay, now I'm going to play with this pencil. Look at it. And they're like acting like they're doing a video while playing with it, because they watch online or on TV kids doing this stuff.
Yes, so they do. And that's a good point. I mean, I didn't even prompt Liana one time, and she's just like, you can do this with your parents. She grabbed
the phone, and she's like, you can make this. Weren't you guys making a
like a crayon?
Oh yeah, a crayon thing. She's like, you can do this with your parents, with a friend. Like,
you can do it with anybody.
So
first, this is what you do.
It was so cute.
I know it was really cute. But yeah, I mean, I think it's just crazy. And fun fact about Caroline, she's not like looking all through TikTok. Like, she does take a lot of time posting her content, but you can really go, I mean, you're not over here looking at TikTok videos.
No, I just like, when I scroll, I just save like trending audio or things. I have things that I want to make on Instagram with you, literally, that I saved today. So I try to if I am scrolling, I try for it to not be a doom scroll where I'm just like wasting hours. I'm literally on there looking for trending audio, what I can do to make content. And then we've been trying to put a lot more news content out on social media, so working on that. And then I noticed that this trend, and we'll talk about this more whenever we do the episode that we were talking about where you're going to interview me.
Yeah.
But I noticed that social media and digital media was just the way everything was going. That's why I got my master's in communication technology with a social media specialization. So people think, you know, social media is all fun and games, but it really, there is a strategy that goes into it, and consistency, and you really have to like know these apps. I feel like I'm missing out on YouTube so much just because it's like a time management thing. I feel like, oh my gosh, like we work so many hours a week, and we're always working like even longer than we're supposed to because of situations like games. It's like, when am I going to get all this stuff done?
Well, that's why she needs a staff.
I need an intern. Should I go to Dart and ask him if I can have an intern?
Dart is our general manager. No, you need to get your own.
I need an intern.
Assistant.
Well, you know what?
You know, whole crew.
For the other show, the collab.
Yeah.
Today, I was just like, I need an intern for that show because I am drowning.
Yeah, that's a lot. I mean, on top of the 5 and the 9.
The 5, the 9, the 10, the 6. Caroline and Rashi every single day are special pieces.
Yes. We like randomly get told to do special pieces.
Or sometimes like we're just out in the community and we come across a story and we're like, hey, like we're going to do this story. What do you think?
Yeah.
So it's kind of both. We get assigned and we're journalists, so we're supposed to do stories.
Yes.
You know?
And then we also, you know, try to post as much as we can online. You're a lot better than I am on social media.
I think you're hard on yourself. I think you're pretty good. You have a big following.
Oh, thank you. Coming from you, that's so special.
Yeah, it is. She has over 100,000 on TikTok.
Well,
she had 0 when I started here.
I appreciate that.
So, and some of your videos go cray.
Yeah, the ones where I'm lotioning my legs only.
No, more than that. So I'm struggling though with posting news content on social media because I think my accounts are so big that like they get flagged a lot, and then the content gets like taken down and my account gets in bad standings because like a lot of hard news stuff is difficult to talk about. So I'm trying to like figure out ways to post news content without my stuff getting flagged, and that's been pretty annoying.
Yeah, that happened with Anthony.
Yeah,
he did something so good, and there were so many followers and all that. I don't know where to place this because I don't.
Just right in front of you, so the audio is good.
There,
yeah,
that's good.
Just
there we
forget
go.
looking cute.
Okay, great. You got a perfect Ronnie. Okay.
So speaking of technology,
yes, let's talk about this.
Do you use emoji? No, do you?
Yeah,
you use emojis.
Yeah. I mean, not that much, but
well, we're funny because when we're talking about work stuff, we're very to the point.
Oh,
there's,
there's no emojis.
No emojis, no expression, and then we're talking about other things. Hey, with like 10 emojis. Yeah,
I love that. Yeah, when it's work, it's just like,
oh, there goes my Stanley.
Oh no. Okay, all right, everything's good. Yeah,
it didn't fall.
Well, so there's some new emojis coming out. Are we gonna place it here? Are we gonna be able to do that? If not, that's totally cool too. We're trying to do as much as we can. Yeah, play with.
We're not sure if it'll work, so we could take it full.
But there's, I think, 8 new emojis.
Yes, there they are.
There we go. It's like if I was about to steal something, I would be like, "Yo, I didn't see any of my
thumbprints." And that reminds me of like a Nickelodeon slime, but it's a splat.
Yes, a splat. Okay, that person.
I love the bags under the eyes.
I would use that a lot.
I would. Yes, you definitely would for sure.
Yeah.
Not because you have bags, just because like your life is crazy and the kids and everything.
It's just nuts. Well, I would use it right now for both of us. I mean, we're tired, but we're here.
I know.
With extra concealer. Okay, so then there's also a shovel and a harp, a leafless tree, a turnip, and the official flag of Sark, which is an island in the English Channel. It's unclear when these emojis will be added for iPhone users, but the most recent batch of new emojis came out last September. First of all, where's the emoji crew? Like, who decides?
I know, because they're just like ingrained in the phone.
No, but like a leafless tree. Like,
I'm trying to think if there's like an emoji that I've looked for that doesn't exist, you know?
Isn't it crazy that we're looking at all this
but then
like that's how we communicate now with emojis a lot of times.
And I try to keep tabs from TikTok on like what the cool emojis are, like what are the kids using and what are the kids saying or like not cool. Not that I care. Like I love the age that I'm at. I think 30s is the coolest age group. Honestly.
I've liked it so far.
I mean, it's great because it's like you're past the point of like struggle. You're more established. We can like, you know, we finally don't have hair extensions sticking out of our hair and we're not totally cringe. You know what I mean? Like you grow into yourself. I feel like I look back at some of my old news reporting clips and I'm like, girl, what is that makeup? What is that hair?
I know.
You know what I mean?
Then I think, okay, well, like 7 to 10 years from now, like what would I say about me now? Like,
well, I think I just didn't. I looked messy sometimes. Where I feel like now I look more polished. So even if the styles change, it's like I feel like we look polished. But back in the day, it's like, girl, what?
I know.
Did you ever hear of a hairbrush? You know what I mean? Like, I'm being hard on myself, but I'm just saying. So anyway, I love being in the 30-year-old age group, but I also love hearing and seeing what the younger people are using and doing and saying and like their language and what emojis that they're using and like what they're texting and abbreviations. Like, I just think that that's cool that every generation gets to do their own thing. And I'm sure that there's things that us 30-year-old people are saying that we think is really cool, but they might be like, what is that?
Yeah, exactly. I think that it's so cool that, I mean, me and Caroline and I both have, I think it's a 7-year age gap.
Is it?
Yeah. 30, she's 31, I'm 38. And yep, so that would be 7.
Wow.
But
I feel like we're the same.
I know. That's my point, is I don't know if that will be the same for our generation, because you're considered a millennial, right? Okay, our generation and the generation coming after us. Like, there's going to be so much difference, I think, in the attitude, the way we see things, you know, with, what is it called? Gen X?
Gen X, yeah.
That it's almost harder. Like, you know, people that are in their early 20s that are acting totally different than you were.
Yes. Some for the good and some for the bad. I mean, a lot of these young people are so good at technology.
Yes.
Like, they can figure out technology in a second. Like, my little cousins, boom, they're like they like hack my Wi-Fi. I'm like, how'd you do that? You know what I mean?
But it's so advanced. And
it is insane.
Like, we did a story about this an 8th grader who created this thing which was basically like about how 8th graders need the opportunities that entrepreneurs have, like in high school or whatever.
And bringing like entrepreneurs together
and it's
for
like
them. No, I know.
Mind-blowing.
It's every generation is different. Our generation is different than our parents' generation, and so on and so forth. But I think there's still a lot of good in every generation, especially the young group. And seriously, the older generation loves to criticize this young generation, but yet they can't open their banking app on their phone. They don't know how to go like paperless with their banking. They don't know how to maybe send an email. They don't know how to work a smart TV. So it's like, stop criticizing and let's come together and learn from both age group, all age groups. We all have something to contribute, you know?
Totally. And so anyway, we take away from each generation. And
I think that we do. At least Rashi and I try to.
Yes, we do. Well, thank you so much for joining us for this pilot episode over here in this new, whatever we're going to call it. Yeah, this is great. Didn't even realize that it was already 26 minutes.
I know. Thanks for joining us, friends.
Bye. Friends.